Today we're looking at the Gransfors Bruk small forest axe. This thing is no stranger to the internet. People who own it absolutely love it, and for good reason. It's a very versatile axe. It's not too short, not too long, not too cumbersome. It packs well. People love it for bushcrafting, simple tasks around the farm or ranch. It is very, very versatile. You can see it's got a nice thin profile. Really good for biting into wood. Not so great for splitting, but that's not really what it's intended for. It can do it, and it does it pretty well, and we'll show some of that today. But I wanted to bring it out here and let you all see it, give you my opinions on it, and just have some fun. Okay, so I came across this down tree. Sounds pretty solid still. I want to go over a little bit of a safety tip here. So for those of you who may be relatively new to axes, which I am definitely no professional, but I have learned a few things. If you'll notice, I'm on my knees here. That way if I overstrike or if I come down, I'm going to go into the ground instead of my legs. Instead of standing up and swinging and possibly coming back on myself like that, I'm going to get down on my knees and then strike this way so that I'm as safe as I possibly can be. So let's get started. Tip number 2 would definitely be to, anytime you take off your axe mask, is to always put it in your pocket so you don't lose it. All right, we're getting to the bottom of the log here. So we want to remask our axe so as to be as safe as possible. All right, good there. Now let's see if we can't just break this thing apart. There we go. I've got this limb in the way to keep me from going any further. I want to get this out of the way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stand on the opposite side and I'm going to swing backwards like this. So that way any deflecting blow will go away from me, okay? I'm going to go up, not down into the little armpit there. I'm going to go up. Put this in my pocket and we can get to cutting. Just like that. All right, so let's cut this section here and here so we can get some firewood to make some lunch. So I need to get through this next piece. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lay the open face on this log to give me something to brace up against. And then I'm gonna come at it from here and here. There are a lot of different ways to split wood. In this instance, what I'm doing is I'm bracing it on a log below. That way, when I split through, it'll hit to the log below it instead of going into the ground. Or if I deflect, I'm still going to only go off to the sides. And notice I'm still with my knees on the ground. That way, if If I completely miss, I'm still going into the ground instead of my leg. So let's see if we can't split this. All right, just about through. Got it wedged in there pretty good. Let me spin it around. Take another whack at it. There we go. All right, once you get it down to about this size, to split it even further, what we're gonna do is take our axe, we're gonna press it into the wood. We're gonna lightly tap it just to get it set in there. Then we're gonna give a good smack, just like that. Splits it down even further. Now, when you go to split, and you do this again, and you split, do not twist the axe and the wood apart. Don't twist these two. Because if this axe gets stuck into the wood below, you're going to put a lot of pressure right here, and that can really damage your axe. So always go down, and then if you need to split further, safely set the axe aside, take your hands, and just pull it apart. If you find that you get a piece like this where it's stuck and it doesn't want to easily break, pull out your axe, flip the piece of wood around, and do it on the other side. There we go. Yes. Now you can see what I'm doing there is, once it's burying itself into the wood, I'm turning the wood. I'm not turning the wood and the axe. And the reason is the axe is not going to move because it's buried into the log. So that I can safely do, but pulling the two apart like that is where you get yourself into trouble. There are other methods to cut this apart. So the method we were using is just being on your knees and cutting like so as to not hurt yourself. There is a more professional way to do it, and that is to stand on the log and cut like so. I have done this. This is a very short axe, so I'm having to bend over really far to reach down here. It can do it. This isn't necessarily what it's made to do. And unless you're very well versed with an axe, I would not recommend this method. You can see the obvious. If you get tired and you miss, there is possible injuries that can happen. So the cool thing about this axe is it can also do little things like feathering this fat wood here. Got a really good profile for that. So the edge is actually convexed. It comes that way from the factory. I really like it that way. Makes it really tough, but I can also get these really finer things done to help get a fire going. Obviously a knife would do a better job at this, and a saw would have done a better job at separating that log, but I just want to see what all this axe can do. So you can see I've got that log over here that I split up. That's all just that one log. What we're going to do is we're going to make a log cabin style fire this time. Then we're going to cook up some lunch. So you want to use your bigger pieces on the top here. You want to take your tinder, which in this case is a bunch of feathered fat wood. Get this started. And we'll add the smaller stuff on top. All right, while that fire gets going, we're gonna make some lunch, having harvest potato soup. It's a German soup with a little bit of onion and some German sausage. So we're gonna use the Green River here to cut up some onion. Don't need a whole lot for this. And we're gonna cut up some sausage. So the Green River does really good at food prep. As you can see, it's just excellent at this type of stuff. All right, into the pot that goes. Next, let's cut up the sausage. I actually smoked this on the pit barrel the other day. Really good stuff. Didn't take very long, but man, it adds a ton of flavor. All right, that goes in the pot now. Now we just open the soup, and in it goes. Good stuff. All right, we're gonna go right on the fire with this. It's ready. That's really good. There's nothing better than lunch in the woods. But you're not here to see me eat. We're here to talk about this. So, in conclusion, buy one. I don't really need to say much more than that. They are fantastic. If you can afford this type of axe, it's incredible. The amount of work that this thing can accomplish, it's hard to beat. It's got excellent American hickory. Head is made in Sweden, hand forged. They use machines, of course, but they're forging it one at a time by hand. The profile on it is excellent. Nice convex edge there. You just can't go wrong with it. There are many other axes and very good ones, and this is definitely at the top of my list. I've used it for anything and everything, it seems like, that you would use an axe for, and it does all of them very well. So if you're in the market or you just want a new axe, this would make a great pack axe. It would make a good bushcrafting axe. It would make a good clearing around your land axe. It's just great. So go pick yourself up one. We'll see you in the next one. So good.